Hello students, it's Nazia Begum here welcoming you all in today's class and a very happy new year to you all. Okay, so in our previous lecture, I have told you about different stereotypes of women in society and we have also discussed eve teasing. Okay, today we will discuss some more types of uh, problems which women have to face. Okay, some crimes against women. And then in next lecture we will discuss about empowering women and we will finish this chapter. So let's start today with the second point, that is female feticide. The incidence of female feticide in India has risen to high levels of violence. This recent statistics reveal that nearly 10 million female fetuses, how many? 10 million, have been aborted in the country over the past 2 decades. Of the 12 million girls born in India, 1 million do not live to see their first birthday. Modern methods of determining sex in the womb, like ultrasonography, are used by parents to make unwise decision to abort female fetus. This is causing skewed ration in certain communities and states in the country. Okay, so female feticide is not only limited to killing a girl in womb, but because of this, so many other crimes are also being generated. Okay, first of all, simply killing a child in womb because that child is a girl is a very big sin. Okay, because it is not in anyone's hand to decide the sex of a child. So we have no right also. Okay, we don't have any right to kill anybody. So if the child is in womb, then also we have no right to kill that. Okay, that is also equal to a murder only. It is a very insane, very bad practice which is being done in our country. Okay, and you can see the data here that in 2 decades approximately 10 million female fetuses have been aborted, and I think this is the government data and the real numbers are far more than this one. Okay, and this practice is not only limited to the poor class or the uneducated people like that. Okay, in very means the people who belong to rich families and they are well educated in very good profession, whether it is the husband or wife, male or female, they all are practicing this thing. Okay, this female feticide thing is not limited to one particular category or one particular caste or one particular class. Okay, everyone is doing this kind of thing, and because of this what happened, the sex ratio disturbed a lot, and because of that so many different crimes are being generated, like in 2 3 states of India like Rajasthan, Haryana, etc. The ratio get disturbed so bad that now uh, the the boys are not getting girls to get married, so they are buying the girls from other states, and that also is in a illegal way. Okay, and not only buying the girl, but in one home the girl has to satisfy not only one but 2 3 men or more than that. Okay, because girls are not available there, so whatever physical needs of the man of the home is there, they are fulfilling that with one girl only, and the girl has to suffer so many mental and physical pain. Okay, so female feticide is a very bad practice which is giving birth to different other crimes. Then the third point is girl child abuse. Okay, in girl child abuse we can see that whatever girls are there, they are they have to bear so many kind of different type of abuses in family or friends or relatives. Okay, a child who is abused, got physically, emotionally, or sexually tend to become depressed and show abnormal behavior and could even end up committing suicide. Okay, so many different type of abuses are there, not only sexual but physical and emotional as well. If there is a girl in home and a boy in home, so we can clearly see in many homes, so many homes, that differences are there. Girl is going to normal school or government school, and boy is going to means private school, the English medium one, like that. Okay, and we have all discussed about this difference and parity in previous lecture, so I will not go in detail. But the main thing is that if some persons are not killing the girls in womb, they are giving them life. Okay, they are giving them birth, but they don't let them live in their own way. Okay, and they are abused physically, emotionally, and sexually as well. And uh, there are some other form of violence as well, that is genital mutilation, differential access of food, medical care and education, and child marriage as well. These all things are girl child abuse. Then fourth is crimes against adolescent girls. They include violence during courtship, economically caused sex, sexual abuse in workplaces, rape, trafficking, and forced marriage. All these things are very, very horrifying. Okay, and we try our best to save our girls from all these things. Then, fifth point, violence against women in reproductive age. Not only in adolescent age, but in reproductive age also, women are being so much harassed. Some of the most common form of crime committing against women in their reproductive age are physical, psychological, and sexual abuse by intimate male partners and relatives, forced pregnancies by partner, forced abortion by family members, sexual harassment, sexual abuse in the workplace, rape, abuse of widows, including property grabbing and sexual cleansing practices. Okay, when I say that forced pregnancy is there, that means if a woman is at reproductive age, so all the relatives, husbands, family members, they force the women to get pregnant, whether the women is ready emotionally or mentally, okay, or not. Okay, sometime what happen, our body is ready, but women are not mentally ready for pregnancy. They either want to concentrate on career or they want to take some time to be ready, but family members or husband, they don't allow them to do so, and they force pregnancy on them. Not only pregnancy, abortion also. Okay, like in case of a girl child is there, and the husband don't want the girl child, or the family member don't want the girl child, so force abortions are also there, whether women want or not. So, like these different crimes are there. Sixth, violence against elderly women. Elderly women, especially single mothers and widows, are often treated and abused very badly. Accusations of witchcraft, which is happening so much in Chhattisgarh, especially, and that's why we are having the Tonhi Act. Initially what happened, that if any women is alone or is of some kind of is going through some kind of mental depression or trauma, or behaving in a different manner, having some kind of mental problem or something like that, so people started calling them tonhi, and they kill that women. Okay, and that's why we have to make one law which is called tonhi pratarna act. Okay, so accusation of witchcraft is very uh, big thing which is being practiced against women, and not only in Chhattisgarh, in all over India, but all over world this thing is happening. In history we are having a very bad story about witchcraft, and because of this witchcraft thing, so many women has to have been killed in history as well. Okay, physical and psychological violence by younger family members, differential access to food and medical care. These are the violence against elderly women. Then seventh thing is other human right violation against women. In addition to the above domestic violence and sexual abuse crimes, women also get subjected to crimes like prostitution and trafficking, acid throwing, abduction, violence in police custody, violence in dowry, stalking, and honor killing. Okay, and about these things, I think you all are aware what is trafficking, acid throwing, violence in police custody, violence of dowry, and all honor killing, etc. So that's why I'm not going in detail. Okay, but these are the violations against women, violation of right against women. So today we have discussed about different violations. Now in next lecture we will study about what is women empowerment. Okay, what is its true meaning, that we will see in that lecture. So this is it for today's lecture. See you in next lecture. Till then, goodbye, take care, do some productive work, and the most important thing, be healthy, be safe.